What's going on, everyone? It's Jordan Berg here. We're back with another video. We're in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. We're staying at one of our cabins over here on the west side, over there in Creel Bay. If you guys are interested in booking a cabin, contact me directly. But this video is going to be a breakdown the 5 biggest things for catching springtime walleyes on Devil's Lake. We're going to do from beginning to expert. We're going to break down which boat landings to go to, areas to work, what you need, what you don't need, what to use for lures, key points here and there. This is going to be a really good information video for anyone that's wondering how to fish Devil's Lake. I've been a guide here for, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years now. I know the system here very well, so pay attention, buckle up. We're going to teach you guys how to catch some walleyes. Here we go. Stay tuned. Alrighty, step 1. Finding a boat ramp, playing your wind correctly. All right, we're gonna start from the east side all the way to the west side, what's public and what's not public, and what you have to pay for, private, what you can ask permission on, this and that. East side, over on the East Devil's Lake part, there's really no public boat ramps. Closest one would probably be, there's some private ones like Haybale Heights, East Bay Campground, and you can maybe rip around from Black Tiger Bay, which is public, but the other 2 are private. You can ask permission. They might be able to let you if you pay them or something like that. You keep going east in the East Bay there's Acorn Ridge. That one is public. I use that quite often, especially if I got a west wind. That whole shoreline there, the west side, is really good to stay away from the wind. On the West Bay part, we got the casino one. We got Creel Bay, which is the one I'm at right now. You can pay for Woodlands. Then you got Graham's Island, one of the biggest ones here on Devil's Lake. It's a $5 fee, I think, per day or something like that, or you can get a yearly pass for like $57. You're working your way west now. You got West Bay Campground. You got to pay for that one, and you got Minnewauken. You don't have to pay for that one, but that's all the way in the west side, which is very commonly used by guides and stuff like that. All right, now you're kind of working west-north. Pelican boat ramp, you gotta pay $20 a day. Super expensive, but it's probably worth it springtime because there's so much good stuff to play there. North of there, you got the Chain, Mike, Dry, all those lakes, and there's some off-the-road kind of ditch-style boat ramps there. So that is the first thing you need to figure out, is which boat ramp to use. I just listed all of them off. There might be a couple private ones I haven't thought of, but those are the most commonly used boat ramps, and you want to play your wind. Wind in Devil's Lake or anywhere in North Dakota is so huge because it's always blowing wind. Today we got 20-mile-an-hour winds, and I'm trying to tuck in a little bay. So look at your wind, look at the bays in the lake, and then decide which boat ramp you want to use. Step number 2 is where. Step number 2 would be where. Okay. Step number 2, breaking down the lake. Here we go. Alrighty, step number 2, here we go. Mapping. You gotta have some sort of mapping on Devil's Lake. Getting a giraffe for the boat would probably be very smart, so you don't hit something out here on this lake. Devil's Lake is a naturally flooded lake. It's got a lot of trees, roadbeds, stumps, rock, combine, houses, docks. Pretty much everything you can think of is under the water here. But what I got is a Lowrance graph. I think Humminbird also makes a chip for this too, but it's a Dr. Sonar chip you can plug into your graph, and it shows you satellite image from, like, say 1980s or 1990s. They got a bunch of different chips, but you plug it in, it shows you a satellite image before it flooded. You zoom in and it'll show you these tree lines that were there, these road ditches that were there, these old house docks, this and that, rock beds, old rock beds in farmers' fields back in the day before it flooded. Pretty much think of anything to fish, and there's probably fish in there if there's some structure. That would probably be the most important thing to even feel comfortable on this lake. So yeah, we'll go on to step number 3. Here we go. Alrighty, step number 3. This one's got a couple of little steps in. Very important part to the puzzle. You need good water temperature, good wind direction, and good water color. So when you guys are scanning around on your graph or whatever and looking for good water temperature, you want to go in those shallow bays, shallow shorelines that seem to hold warmer water. You want to be in that mid 50s, the high 50s for sure. And if you're in the 60s, you're pretty golden. That's in the springtime. Wind direction. Everyone thinks you always got to be on the windy side. I don't think that is very key all the time. You can pretty much fish anywhere. You just need to find that good water temperature. Keep an eye on your guys' wind direction the day before. Sometimes it blows that warm water over there. Wind direction, that is such a huge thing out here. Keep an eye on your guys' weather multiple days before. It'll push wind in one area and it'll make that water a different color. Water color out here is such a huge thing. You don't want it too muddy. You don't want it too clear. You want it that perfect green, murky color. That is the best advice for number 3. Alrighty. Step number 4, what to use. Very, very important part. You got the pitching option or you got the bobber option. That's what I like to do out here in the spring. Pitching option, I like to use my flicker shads, natural colors, purples or whites, flicker shad 7s or 5s, whatever you got that goes like that from 2 to 5 foot of water, maybe a little deeper into that 8. Plastics are very, very key out here. I like that natural color. Sometimes you got to put a stinger on the back just because they're so finicky in the spring. Bobbers, one of the best ways to fish out here in Devil's Lake or anywhere in my opinion. Bobbers and leeches. So say that you're going across the shoreline, all right? What I like to do is get your guys or yourself or whoever pitch in the shoreline, all right? So you pop one there, and this is if you don't have electronics. You pop one there, okay? Keep a mind or mark it there. Keep going down that shoreline. Maybe pop one down there. Then boom, boom, pop one over there, 2 of them or something. Go back to that spot and see if you can catch another. If you get another one, or if not, throw some leeches out there. Okay, bobbers and leeches, and spot lock that and give it 15, 20, half hour and see what it does. I guarantee you'll hook up on a walleye. If not, move on to the next spot that you caught them and you'll probably hook on one there. And it can be the most fast and furious kind of way to fish. Super fun way, super effective out here in the spring in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Step number 5, last step, how to fish these lures. Say you're pitching a plastic, all right? What I like to do, and the biggest mistake I think, and I learned this a lot with forward-facing sonar, I had a problem. I was reeling too fast, and I'm with a lot of clients and a lot of people, and I see a lot of people reeling too fast. It is a huge problem. You whip these things out here towards the shoreline and you slowly reel them in. You don't need to be doing all this popping, this and that stuff. I usually just reel it nice and slow, and I do a little pop or a pause here. But you don't need to be doing anything crazy. Just nice, slow reel, pop, slow, maybe a little jerk here and there, stop it for a second. And a lot of times on that pause, you usually get a crunch. Okay, the crankbait, same kind of situation. Usually use your crankbait that goes around that 5 foot range. Whip it towards shore just like you would with your plastic, and the same exact thing. Nice and slow reel, give it a little jerk once in a while, and stop it. Jerk it once in a while and stop it. They love that jerk. They'll be chasing that lure, and when you stop it, they'll stop for a second. When you jerk it away, they'll try grabbing that before it leaves. That is very, very key with these crankbaits. Alrighty, bobber and a leech. You usually want to use the biggest leech. Hook it in the snout. Okay, say you're in 5 foot of water. You want to put that bobber in around 3.5, 4 foot. I like to keep my leech 1.5 feet or a foot above the bottom. Most of those fish are hanging around that bottom range. Usually whip your bobbers if you got multiple people. Scatter them out if you can. Try to cover a big area. Those little schools will roam around, and your bobbers should go down if you're around fish. So those are my little tips and tricks for you guys. Those are the 5 biggest things for springtime walleye fishing out here in Devil's Lake. Hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe. We got multiple more tips and tricks coming this year. I've been dropping multiple videos, funny videos, this and that, on how to catch walleyes in the summertime. Stay tuned. See you guys in the next one. Peace. There we go, hooked up. Had to get a quick one for you guys. Here's a slimer. You catch a lot of slimers, and you catch a lot of white bass doing this. All right, let's go get a walleye quick. There we go. Yes! I had to get one quick for the old video. Oh, wrong flavor again. Are you serious? Another slimer. There's one. Oh my gosh, that was a walleye. Well, I'm kind of running out of time here. Only had a couple hours to make a quick video for you guys, but it does work. I'll show you a video clip here. Another clip here of me catching some big ones. And one more for good measure. It does work. Try it at home. Try it at Devil's Lake. Try it wherever. Good luck and stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.